Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Alright, so next up, got Trump says he won't be a dictator, except for day one.
Why is there a ...
Because he says, he follows that up with, except for day one.
How do you be a dictator on day one and then not be a dictator on day 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Yeah, so he did an interview with Sean Hannity, and Hannity asked whether he'd seek revenge on his political enemies if elected again to the White House, and Trump responded that he would not be a dictator except for day one. Hannity asked Trump for the second time if he plans to abuse his power, and Trump admits he plans to do some dictatorial things on day one of his second term.
You almost have to go to a break. I want to go back to this one issue, though, because the media has been focused on this and attacking you. Under no circumstances. You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
what?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
Except for
I want to close the border, and I want to drill.
That's
drill,
not. That's
drill.
That's not.
No, no.
That's not retribution.
Hannity is trying to save him.
I'm going to be. You know,
Yeah.
he keeps. We love this guy. He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no. Other than day one, we're closing the border, and we're drilling.
Wait,
drilling."
did he just hold on? Pause for a sec. Did he just go and do the whole "this thing happened one time" to an event that happened 15 fucking seconds ago?
Yeah, obviously that's what he does. But he's saying the quiet part out loud. He's saying, "I am going to be a dictator if you elect me on day one." Dictators don't give up their power on day two.
No, they don't.
Like he's saying, "I'm going to be a dictator because I'm going to close the border and drill. Drill, I assume means like new oil contracts or some shit, or fracking or something.
You know what's funny? Biden's not against fracking either.
Yeah, but okay, he says, "I'm going to close the border on day one." Close the border. Do you think he's going to open it on day two?
No, he's not. He's going to keep it that way.
Because what's the point in closing it for one day? So obviously,
he
this
didn't
is him
successfully close the border for 4 years. What does he think's going to happen this time?
We didn't get to the end of the clip, but Hannity mentions that. It's like, oh, so these are just basically your policies from last time.
To that, I'm not a dictator.
So that sounds to me like you're going back to the policies when you were president. All right,
exactly.
Take a break. Just getting started.
Yeah, then he goes to commercial. So Handy's trying desperately to save him there, be like, so that's not actually retribution. That's just your policies that you had before, right? That's just agree with me, man, so that you cannot look like a complete total fucking buffoon, even though you are.
Yeah, it's almost like the person who spends 90% of the time in front of a camera knows how to wordsmith and get you out of a bad situation. Take the olive branch when they hand it to you, please.
Yeah, well, Trump doesn't know. He didn't even notice that Hannity was trying to save him. He was just like, oh, this guy doesn't like that I'm being honest. Yeah, so he say it's not clear if Trump was joking. He's not joking. Like, he said that in a way that could come across as joking. That's not him joking.
It's joking in the same way that jacking off is just asking questions.
Yeah, no, he's that's his whole thing. He pretends as though he doesn't mean what he says, and then people are like, "Oh, you don't take him seriously when he says he's going to be a dictator," and then he does everything he can to be a dictator. Like it's
fine
now
to stop it and be a dick.
It is now a matter of court record that he incited an insurrection. Like that's just a matter of court record in Colorado.
And now Mike Johnson wants to blur the faces of all of the rioters.
Yeah, no, that's I don't have that video for today, but yes, Mike Johnson literally went in front of TV cameras and was like, "I'm going to commit an obstruction of justice." And then he found out that they already have the uncensored footage at the DOJ, and he tried to walk it back because he realized he admitted to a crime.
Yep, his one of his aides basically had to come in and speak for him and go, he's not actually going to do that. That's not how that works.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a really short article, but they basically link to all the times when he praised all these other extreme dictator like Kim Jong-un and Xi and Putin, Erdogan, all these extreme dictators who are nasty to their people, and like all the nice things he said about them, and how much he wants to be like them.
He says nice things about dictators who are still alive because they're ones that he can gain political favor with. But when we're talking about dictators from the past,
he just quotes them directly and then pretends like he didn't know that he was doing that. That was an accident. I didn't mean to talk exactly like Hitler.
Jesus.
Anyway, that's that article.